You're watching Mugen TV RPG Haven. Experience a fantasy like no other.
Hey guys, it's MugenLord here, and I'm back again with another video. And today I want to talk about Trials of Mana Remake for the PC, PS4, and Nintendo Switch, which will release next month, and I'm really looking forward to it. And to me, in my opinion, this seems like a telltale sign that Square Enix wants to approach gaming much differently moving forward into the next generation. And here's why. If you think about it, in my opinion, Square Enix realized that they can't just rely on Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest alone, especially when it comes to Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy takes so much time and resources, especially when they want to put a lot of effort into these type of games. They realize that these games cost a lot of money and it takes so much time to develop them, and to not have any games to fill in those gaps or those waiting periods, that is going to pretty much cause or put a financial strain on the company. So I think it makes sense for them to go back into their library to pretty much revive old franchises and pretty much put a brand new coat of paint on it, and to draw in a younger generation and bring back the older generation to bridge those gaps between these generations to pretty much create new fans. And I think that's pretty cool in my opinion, especially when you had franchises like Star Ocean, Threads of Fate, you had the Mana series, you had so many different franchises that they could have moved forward, especially the Chrono series. Now, Trials of Mana is very crucial and very important for the simple fact is Trials of Mana was the long-awaited sequel of Secret of Mana, which never released here in the United States on the SNES. And since then, we have never seen the game. So the only way we was able to play the game, especially here in the United States, we had to actually get the emulator, and then there was fans translations of the game. That's the only way you was able to pretty much play it. Not until last year of 2019 at E3, where Nintendo made an announcement that you now can get the Mana collection, which comes with Trials of Mana for the first time. Now we officially got an English release of Trials of Mana, and everybody was pretty much floored by this decision. And it's just strange that no one is really talking about this, and I want to pretty much bring light to this because I think this is very important, especially as a Mana fan and especially as a Square Enix fan. I think this game really needs a lot of attention because I see a lot of potential in this. And then not only did they surprise us with the Mana collection, they even showed us that they're making a remake of a Mana game that never came here in the United States until now. So I'm super excited for this. I'm super hyped for this. Look at the overall game itself. It looks like they put a lot of effort into this remake. This is not just some one-to-one. This is not just like a cut and copy and paste and just, hey, let's up the textures and everything and then just release it. It looks like a lot of effort was put into this, similar to what Square Enix is doing right now with the Final Fantasy VII remake, and it looks like they putting a lot of love and care into Trials of Mana. I think that with the original Secret of Mana remake, which I've also had done a review on, if you guys are interested in hearing my opinions on that game, on the remake of the original, I advise you go check that out on my playlist. I'll post that in the link in the description below if you guys wanted to go check that out, and I advise you go check it out. You may find something very informative about it and may want to give the game a try yourself. But that was just only a step through the door to see if there's interest in it, and the game sold pretty well for the type of audience that they were trying to target. But I believe after seeing that, they decided to say, you know what, let's just move forward now with Trials of Mana and see what we can do. Now, I think this is pretty important because if Trials of Mana does really well, this could also encourage Square Enix to pretty much just revive the Mana series in general. Now, if you guys think about it, look at Nier, for instance. Nier is another Square Enix franchise that pretty much no one knew about, but because they have gotten Platinum Games on board to pretty much work on the game, and the game had pretty much from journalists, from gamers alike, and there's been a ton of fanfare based around Nier Automata. And since then, Square Enix now acknowledged Nier as one of their big franchises, which is a really good thing. So not only that we have to just rely on Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest, and also now, Kingdom Hearts, we also now have Nier Automata in the Nier franchise moving forward. So if Trials of Mana does pretty well for itself, I can see the Mana series becoming a big mainstream name that everybody will recognize, and I really hope and I really wish the best for this. Now, when it comes to Trials of Mana, is very different from the original Secret of Mana, because with Trials of Mana, you have 6 main characters. And now, the thing about how this gameplay mechanic work is, when the game starts, you can pick 3 out of the 6 main characters. Now, depending on which character that you pick, also changes the story drastically in how they encounter the other characters. Now, when you meet these 3 characters, you won't meet the other 3 characters. So this game pretty much encourages multiple playthroughs. That, you know, the minimum is 3 playthroughs, but you can do 6 playthroughs, and on top of that, you can combine these different characters together. So there's no set sequence. And what works perfectly for this is, unlike Octopath Traveler, is that these characters still interweave and communicate and acknowledge each other's existence within the story, which I think is pretty good, unlike Octopath Traveler, to where you have 8, I believe over like 8 different characters, but once you bring them onto your journey, most of them don't acknowledge each other's existence. They're just there in your party, which is a bummer, say the least. But in this game, which was very innovative of that time as well on the SNES, and encourages multiple playthroughs. And then not only that, it also introduces the class system, which we've kind of always seen in most Final Fantasy games, but they're also ported over to the Mana series. Now, fun fact, if you guys don't know, the Mana series originated, it was originally supposed to be a Final Fantasy game, but it was supposed to be more of a Final Fantasy meets, I guess you could say, Legend of Zelda. It's supposed to compete on that line, but the game strayed so far from Final Fantasy that it became its own franchise. So it makes sense that they still cross over and borrow some aspects from one another. So adding a class system, which also increases playability, it also allows you to sink your teeth in it to come up with different gameplay styles and gameplay methods, which RPG fans love. And then on top of that is an action adventure RPG. So for those of you guys who don't really like turn-based, hey, it's an action adventure RPG where you get your hands down and dirty and you pretty much have every control of battle. And not only that, you can switch between party members, which I think is pretty cool as well, like the traditional Mana series as well, which I think is pretty cool. And then you have over 300 abilities. So if you're into RPGs and you love abilities, you love customizations, and you love the class system, that this game is definitely going to be the game for you to sink your teeth in, to see what combinations and what skill trees and abilities that you can come up with these characters. And then the fact is that this game has multiple playthroughs, and you can just pretty much interchange what characters you want to be in a party together. This is everything that you could pretty much ask for as an RPG fan and as a JRPG fan in general, and I'm really looking forward to it. And not only that, they added voice acting on top of this, something that we, you know, is more contemporary, more up to date in today's generations of video games and RPGs in general. So I'm super excited for this. There's pretty much haven't been any talks of whether or not that this game is going to be multiplayer, which probably won't be a multiplayer at all. But the Mana series is also known to be a 3-player role-playing game or a 2-player role-playing game. So if we can keep local play, couch, co-op play, I think that'd be pretty cool as well. But overall, man, I'm super hyped, super psyched for this, and I can't wait to get my hands on this game. There's too many RPGs coming out. We have Final Fantasy VII Remake and this game coming out in April, and it's just so crazy. So I believe that I'm going to play Final Fantasy VII Remake first, finish that, get that game out of the way, and I'm gonna just dive right into this. And then I have Dragon Quest, believe it or not, on Nintendo Switch as well, which I have not yet opened yet at all. So that's going to take some time too. So I have 3 big major RPGs to get my hands on and sink my teeth in. But that pretty much wraps up the video. I hope this video was informative to let you guys know a bit about this game. And I just want to make you guys aware of it. You guys didn't know that this game was even going to be released. I think this is very important for everyone to know about this game, because I think if this game does well, I think we can see a revival of the Mana franchise in general and start to see new games from this series, and hopefully see revivals of other games. We already have the producer saying of Final Fantasy VII, who said he's also interested in seeing a Parasite Eve remake. He would love to revisit those characters, and I did a video about that. So if you guys haven't checked that out, I advise you go check that out. Definitely want to hear your thoughts and opinions on this. So it looks like that Square Enix is finally opening up to newer ideas or older ideas, but bringing it into a much more current generation. So that pretty much wraps up this video. What other Square Enix franchises of the past would you love to see them revive or remake and bring to current generations. I definitely want to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. If you like the video, like, pass, share it around. It helps me in the algorithm. And also, you want to hear more news related to Trials of Mana or the Mana series in general, hit the bell to be notified. This is MugenLord signing off. See you Game Fiends later. Peace out. It looks like you reached the end of the video. Well, while you're at it, check out some of my other discussion videos by clicking on the annotations below, and don't forget to follow me on other social media platforms to stay up to date with future content. Signing off.